Oh, and it's the same stuff. Wait. Oh, are you noticing a pattern? You noticing a pattern? This show got the highest views on Disney Plus. Star Wars show. This show got also one of the highest views on HBO Max. I don't know about this show. They like this show, but it got beat out by other show. Another show. You noticing a pattern? Like I can't see the rating for this one, but I'm noticing a pattern. So let's go another one. Okay, one's the real one. Two out of what? 2 out of 7 so far could be real, and then you see this. Okay, we got another real. Okay, and again, so four, maybe 4 out of 10. Last one, let me. Yeah, maybe 4 out of 10, maybe. But this is what I did for all of these. Just going through the internet six. Oh, like I know these ones. Like these are only one show. There's no other show. One show, no other show. One's real. Hard to tell. But okay, I can give it to this one. Reals. I have a few. But if you go through this, earlier today, another one that's fake. I'm just go through a lot of these eh, ones that you go through. You can go through all of these. There's some positive ones that are also fake, but you'll notice stuff like this. They just started this profile and barely got any reviews. This not even the same one. They will have the same view reviews on stuff like that, and that's maybe question: are they really doing it? How small the amount of so I'm like, maybe some of them are okay. Not all of them are fake, but a great majority of them are fake. You see just one show on their list, one or two shows, and what are those shows? Is Velma and the new Star Wars Acolyte that came out, and it's like, look, Star Wars Acolyte. This is they probably put a lot in a watch list, but they haven't watched any of it. They have a watch list, but they only have one review. You can watch all of these shows, and so unless I mean, even if you're super busy, you can get it set up to where you at least watch one of them every on your weekend. But only one review. Some people might want to seem legitimate by doing it. One review. Ah, two review. But look at what the shows are. I guarantee you, they didn't. Most of these reviews didn't watch one review. New profiles, one review. There's there's a good chance 80% of one and below, like two and below star are fake. There's also a good chance some of the four and above stars are fake. Like they just made a profile and they just one show and this. This could be real, this could be fake. It's hard to tell. But a lot of these will have just show profile shows. So it's kind of hard to tell. I have no idea what this I've seen. Then they have one review. Hard to tell. Yeah, just like this. Something is not sitting right about the profile review. Like this is why I tell people I don't take the uh audience score because literally go through the comments and stuff. So I notice a pattern where like any of the I start noticing a pattern. Like I went to the bottom, even like I'm gonna try to go to the first one. Yes, I think this they added more. This only had one review earlier. Profile gave all of them positive. Even I know Echo wasn't perfect. It started out interesting, but with the way they went, with giving her powers like that. But look at this one show watch list, hard to tell. One review, really stuff like this. They try to make sense of it, but then and yeah, why I don't take audience. But wow, I don't know if this is a error because what from what I've seen is Doctor Hughes season 14, but it's saying season not a real. Okay, this is a real one. So you have some real ones and mix in with the fakes. I'm not saying that that's not possible. What I am saying that a lot of these go through them, see the same shows and stuff that people hate on in their list. Like Rings of Power had a lot of people hate on it. House of Dragon didn't have as I don't think it had as many. I think they would compete with each other for a while, but in the end, Ring of Power had more consistent. Like it's a 5 star, but just one. Like all. This is why I say I don't uh audience score series. Because then I'll see stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't believe the art at all. Really don't. Got to the point where if I see the artist score like this, I'm like, I don't believe anything below two and below. Like, let me check out their profile. Let me if they get on there. I'm like, oh, okay, let's see. And this is yeah, you fit. And like, yes, they will do stuff like this when they write stuff out. But wow, Blackpink, it's fake, fake broke. So Disney Star Wars Acolyte debut on 24 Disney Plus views. Okay, so if you don't know, the first week of a show, you can tell how well it's gonna do for that week. When a show come out, this show came out just a few days ago. It already have nearly 5,000 views. If I was at 5,000 before they put it out, but by the time this came out, it was 5,000. X Men, X Men 97 had, I believe, like just under or just over 4,000 views when it first came out. And yeah, that was a hit too. That's what I'm telling you. The first, there's two type of people. One person will watch it week to week, and then there are some people who just been watching and watch out. Then there's people like me who I would rather binge watch it, but they only do it week to week, so I just watch it week to week. I would rather just sit down and watch all of them at once. They only put out week to week. Ah, I want all of them at once. But this is what I'm saying. They all of the hate if you like the show. And like I said, somebody told me. I remember somebody said, "Oh, they didn't tell me. They say this online. If you take out all of the fake top views, all of the fake, excuse me, all of the fake bottom view, you will see that many of the shows that get a lot of hate actually have like 4.5 ratings. You take out the hate from the bottom view and the top, the basically, hey, this person just started a profile and they review. Maybe in a positive or negative. I don't like either way. That's why I don't take them seriously. And I did it same thing for Metacritic. Some of these shows, them are it's the same way. I hope you're have it select. It's the same way. It just Star Wars stuff. That's it. They hate it on both. Nothing else. Okay, let's look at it. Stellar Blade as the one they like, but Starfield. Oh, Stellar Blade. I still have. There's no indication Stellar Blade hit there yet in the first week or the first 24 hours. And so far, the more I look into it, the more I'm like, okay, did it hit 2 million sales so far? And there's never been anything indicated that ever hit 2 million sales. Like like Paper Mario came out like a week or so ago, you know, and it already had more sales than Stellar Blade. It's not even a. I mean, they did redo the whole system, so it came out, and within a week, it had outsold Stellar Blade. Starfield, eh, I don't really know about it. It's interesting, but it's not something that I might get into. But look at this, only one score. But the same thing. It's not in positive. Oh, why are you not? Oh, look. only have two TV shows and two that people told to hate. They literally made a profile, only been on here. Yes. If you look at, you go on YouTube and you type in Acolyte reviews, you look at people, you see a bunch of haters say, oh no, it's trash, it was bad, it was woke this, DI that, blah, blah, blah. I am so tired of hearing that. They made those words in me. But when you look at it, it's like, yeah, when you look at the people who actually view the show, third are the people who actually view the show like it. According to three sources, at least three sources say that it's their highest view show. Like, let me see. Film on premiere on HBO was the most watched. Look, Thelma was the most watched show on HBO, and that's the thing you don't see. They, if the ratings are low, they will harp on the ratings, but they won't say anything about a viewership. It was like, oh no, see, they're trying to shill and do all of this bullshit. And but if the viewership low and the ratings high, they'll harp on the viewership, and it's the same talking point. It just they change rating views. Look, if third, it performed 37 times higher than 37. Like I thought, I seen some that say 6 times higher. It had performed 37. It had serious pull of high, very high views. And this is what I tell people, don't fall for. They say something. I don't know. Yes, and yes, I'm using Bing on here. I don't. I use Google, but I hate how Google is going. Now, every the first thing you search up on Google is so AI. Kind of hard to. At least three places confirm this. Like, look, like I said, X Men, X Men, 97, 5 day view reached 4,000. That was just in 5 days. So I thought it was 24 hours. No, that was in 5 days. This show reached that in one day, and this X Men '97 was a hit. If I type in, it's not out, but they are probably already say, "Oh, look how well our viewership is." So let's make a second. Is the Acolyte is already hit on Plus show, and you know what the people are gonna say. You know what the haters are gonna say. Well, no, it's not real. The numbers are not real. There's not that many people don't like it. And you live in a bubble only. So look at the numbers for themselves. Let the numbers speak for themselves. Maybe a drop down later on. All the shows have a drop down. But here's the funny. I don't think it will drop down. You know why? Because the haters already talking about episode 3 and 4 have something they don't like. So guess what's going to happen? The more you talk about it, the more likely episode 3 and 4 is probably going to be in most used episode. Like, like I'm not gonna lie, they've been handling it well. Yes, 1 star. There's one person on on the show said the wrong name, and people like, no, he said this in multiple interviews. Yeah, he said it in one interview. If you pay attention to the background, it's the exact same place. He said it multiple times that in that interview, but it was the same interview. So, and honestly, I don't care if they're fans or not. I care if they can play the role, and for what I've seen, they can play the role. So, my review of the Acolyte, it's an 8 out of 10. It's Star Wars. It feels just like Star Wars. And here's the thing: people go back and look at the old movies and stuff with roll tints and glasses. Like, oh no, this is not the new shows and new stuff is not like Star Wars. When you go back and watch the old shows, you notice a lot of the stuff they is doing now. They did in the old Star. Also, let me before I forget, most people are when most people say when most people are now talking about this, they say, "Oh no, the Force is female." Talk about the ones canon lore. So these are the ones they call them Morbius Morbius guys, but they're not really guys. They're basically focal points or physical embodiment of the and who they are upset by is the daughter. The light side of the force is female. Yes, light side of the force is female. Dark side is male, and the balance is also male. There's actually 4 of them. The mother, basically, light side, dark side, balance, and the mother chaos. So balance and control and uncontrolled. So there's 4 sides there, but you only see 3. Basically, they have the mother cage. Yeah, the daughter. It was like the force is female. Okay, in lore, she is female. Freya's female. So if you're upset about the lore, and like the same, it's literally the same people who are upset about Assassin's Creed Shadow and stuff like that. They cry so much about stuff not being lore accurate. Then when stuff is lore accurate, they cry about that too. And like, well, it's not historically accurate. Yasuke was a real person. Yasuke was a real samurai. I know this because Nobunaga literally appointed him as samurai himself. Yasuke had weapons, armors built from for him. They had all of this built for him. Why is it? They had he fought in 2 battles. One, he was man in the cannons, which means he had to be trained in weapons. The other one, he fought all in hand. He was trained in firearms and stuff. So by all accounts, he was. People like people are saying, "Well, no, it takes you longer to get title of samurai." Not back then. It really did. The same thing we do with military now is we train people enough to be proficient on the battlefield, to know how to use the weapons and stuff, and then we let them go. Basically, foot soldier. Yasuke, on the other hand, he came in already being he's calling him 10 times stronger than the average man. He was able to fight with a bow. You know, I think that yeah, no, no, no. Wait, it's what is the name of it? I had that name in my head now. How? Oh, here it is. I knew I was thinking. I know it was named Bo. It can. This is it. He basically. This is the weapon he used. Like, why am I thinking Bo? But why are you typing too? So, yeah, this is what he used. This is kind of weapons. Did he use swords and stuff? Yes, but he basically was the one of few people who actually wield these. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. Well, yeah, this is one of the weapons. So yes, Yasuke was a samurai. People like, well, he was a retainer. A retainer is somebody you hire for a job. If you hire somebody who's a retainer to be a samurai, what are they? Samurai. People like, oh no, but Bushido. Bushido is a subclass of samurai. Okay, people like, well, what about Ronin? Ronin is another subclass of samurai, except without a leader or a master, a lord. They're a samurai. Here's the funny thing. If you have armor, if people are well armed, have well armor, which weapon is more effective? A sword or basically a club? Turnout is clubs because swords cannot penetrate through chainmail stuff. But if you just smash the armor into somebody, it will hurt. Wow. What? Yeah. It got to the point where sword fighting, people start using the back of the sword and just use that at clubs to hit people because it was more effective than using the actual blade part. So why not just have somebody who just their job is just to roll around and one of these just hit people with it. That's all they do. They're not worried about trying to be precise and okay, I'm gonna try to aim for the neck. No, they're like, hey, I'm gonna aim for your upper part, the upper part of your body. If I hit your head, that's your head. If I hit your lower body, that's your lower body. And if I miss all of that and I hit your legs, four. So when I give the damage, the first season of damage show was wow. So it kind of caught me off guard. But man, look at it. X Men '97 had 4 million views in 5 days. The Acolyte had almost 5 million views in one day. X Men '97 was called a success after just this. This did better. The Demo Show, I think, had like 6 million views in the first day. But you go on YouTube, you see a lot of hate. So this is why I no longer take in audience scores. I barely look at critic scores as well. They're more reliable, yes, but at the same time, they're not. Here's why. Some people like you don't know if they got paid for to say this or not. It's hard to tell. And they give some negative scores. They have a lot of like, like they have a lot of scores. Are they more reliable? Yes. Some can be paid. Yes. I'm not saying it's good or bad for them as well, but it's to the point where I see it in negative reviews and I see downvotes and stuff, and I'm like, I don't care anymore. I'm jarred reliability. Like on YouTube, I see people like downvote. I don't even care if people downvote my own video. You know why? Because you voted on my video. If you came and watched my video, then you downvote or upvote. So what? And if you look at my YouTube comments, I talk back to a lot of people. Sometimes I don't get back to them. Sometimes my ADD kick in and I forget. But if you talk shit about me, I'm gonna talk shit back. Don't come at me. Don't try to be slick with me. Like I had to clap people on Helldiver 2 because they was like, "Well, Helldiver 2 is this great game and everything." Uh huh. Uh huh. Helldiver is so 2 is so great. It's a really good game. Really. Uh huh. It's a like you don't like the Helldive 2 is the best game. Uh-huh. It's so great. It really it's great. Come on, it's really great, right? Uh, it's really great, right? Right? It's really great, right? It's really almost officially at the 10%. Like, and I know people are like, oh well, you have to add in. This is just online on Steam. You have to add PSN PSN players as well. Okay, double it. If you double it, it's now 100. So if you double it down here, you have to double it up here. So yeah, it's going great. the number has dropped. So what? Um, when you see those videos, haters on, take it with a grain of salt. I said instead of taking, don't even take my word for it. I can show you all the evidence, but don't even take my word. Go and watch the show yourself. You would like, okay, why do you like? Maybe you don't like the story or the direction or whatever. None of that matter. Does it feel like Star Wars? Yes, it does. Does it sound like Star Wars? Yes, it does. Is it lower accurate Star Wars? It's a very lower accurate. A lot of people don't know about the ones, but if they people like, oh no, the Force is female and stuff. I'm like, okay, are they talking about the ones? If so, yeah, yes. Light side is female. Is that a problem? Don't if you think that's a problem, don't care. Also, I had somebody who said Yu-Gi-Oh haven't been rebooted. I'm not Yu-Gi-Oh. Scooby Doo. Why? Somebody said, "Oh no, Scooby Doo haven't been rebooted." It was like, then it was like maybe two or three times. I'm like, no, it's been rebooted plenty. Another can't find it on here. I guess I gotta go to yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing. All of these are reboots. Look how many reboots they had. Velma is counts a reboot. They literally had a show came out, and then years later they have you notice a pattern. Show come out, it flops. 2 years later, another show come out. 3 years later, a year later. Also, this is one big show. This is not a reboot. The way they have it is separated like this. It's not. So look at what they say here. These are all one. This is one big show. So this is the longest running Scooby Doo. Oh, sorry, with Scrappy Doo. Another reboot. Pup named Scooby Doo. Another reboot. What's new Scooby Doo? This one had the most catchy theme song. And Mystery is also behind, but the class is really good. But what's new Scooby Doo? Tell me how. I and where did I stop watching? I haven't. I think I only have. I don't. I honestly think these are the only two shows I have fully watched. I watched some of the episodes. I'm like, I'm not into either one of them. This show was barely on. It was like 2 years. I was binging. Did not like how this looked. Wow, it's an interesting art style, but in the legs, I'm like, but somebody said, no, this Scooby Doo haven't been rebooted. All of these are reboots, and guess what? All of these are canon. Even the appearance. All of these shows they appear in, all of these are canon too. It's all canon. How do we know? Go and watch Incorporated. They explain how they made it so just from this one show, they explain that Scooby Doo is basically immortal. And they made it so all of the they say basically they made it so any show in the Scooby Doo franchise is canon, but it's not in the same universe. Like this show is not in the same universe as this show. All three of these shows are in the same universe. They say here, but again, this is one show. This show is not as well like this one. Not in the same universe as any of these. Like Pup Named Scooby Doo is in its own universe. Like it's so funny. Like a lot of these shows, Scooby and Shaggy, a lot of these shows are in its own universe. So the Velma show is literally canon, and people are like, well, they took away Scooby Doo. Here's the funny thing, and these shows in the first season of Scooby Doo, I think it's just the first and second season. Yeah, these first two seasons they had a whole game. After this point, from here to here, guess what? Most of the gang is gone. Like these shows do not have Fred, Daphne, or Velma in those shows. All the way up to here. They don't have any one of those three. Sometimes they make guest appearances. Sometimes they stay on episode or two. But it rarely ever they really ever stayed that long. So then a pup named Scooby Doo. Here's the thing: here's how I know a pup named Scooby Doo is in the on low. From Scooby Doo, where you if you pay attention, they met in high school. That's when they met. A pup named Scooby Doo is saying they met when he's young. So in canon lore, it's not in the same show. It's not even in the same Scooby Doo universe because in this first show they met in high school. How do I know? They talk about they never talk. It was like Shaggy won high jump competition and stuff. The dude have like a people measure it and say he jumped 2 stories. He jumped 2.5 stories. That means base level, he has a 25-foot vertical leap, just straight off the ground. He wasn't on the ground; he was on a ladder. He just jumped, grabbed onto the windowsill, swung himself up, and threw himself. And not only that, he when you go inside, you realize there's nothing else over that window. So he jumped in and fell from the not only 25 feet, but from the ladder to the ground. The ladder was 2 stories tall. So he jumped 5 stories and then fell to the ground 5 stories. I mean, he jumped 2.5 stories, but it was really 3 stories. But I'm saying he's vertical leap by itself with 2.5. His height with arm length and everything, he was able to. You get what I'm saying? So they were already doing some supernatural stuff from the beginning, and Scooby Doo and the Thirsty Ghost is, and I think that's the one he turned to a werewolf, and it's not a movie, I think. Like no, the Boo Brothers and stuff. Yeah, a lot of this stuff. Here's the thing: I found a lot of this stuff. You can tell when it went from them only seeing it as somebody in a mask to them and ghosts. Because some of these shows, they're like, oh no, they're really monsters in them, but they're not phased by it. But then when you look at stuff like this, when they met Supernatural and see how they reacted to that, they're like, could this have been a point in that show where after they after this happened, that's when they realized, oh yeah, monster stuff can be real, and that's when it stopped phasing them. Like, but I'm going on tangent. Anyway, like I said, the Acolyte, the haters of the Acolyte, when they do it, always. Uh, here, here's the stuff. Here how I know they don't have. I do this. Okay, review. Stuff like this, where they actually watching a show, that's real. Real stuff. See stuff like this, that's a hater. Hater. Uh, hater. When your whole gimmick is basing stuff on haters, stuff like again, the there's another hater. They're haters. They do stuff like this. It's another hater. Like if you like when you listen to what she said, she's talking about a completely different show or a movie. This was a movie where the whole point of the movie was to make people feel uncomfortable and see the reality of the situation. And it's like, oh no, she's racist. Nothing she. When you listen to the context of what she says, she is not racist. Another hater. This is how I know haters. You like you use the review hater, hater. They use the same they use the same stuff. They do this over and over. And like I'm not joking about it. Look, go to his channel. Look. Look at it. Look at how this is what all they do. They hate. For real. This is all they do. That's all they good for is to like here's something I know. Oh, I think here's something I know. This person, this person say the Acolyte was canceled. Look at the hate they produce. They say the Acolyte was canceled, right? Months ago. Like, no, the Acolyte's been canceled. It's all of this stuff is fake. And I'm like, then you look at it like it's out. Was it canceled? It wasn't canceled. Like, look at the hate they have to do. This is all they can do. Like, they was first like look at they first did a grift on the downvotes, and then they did a grift on the on now they doing a grift on the which count. Look at how they look. After like cancel? What? It was canceled? Was it? It's out. How is it canceled? You see what they do? They make up fake stuff. They do stuff like this, and then when the show come out and people like it, it was like But all of the downfalls, all of this, it was bad. No, it wasn't. You just live in a bubble. Anyway, well, I'm out later.